So, I really don't think it's an exaggeration when I say Chapter 264 was an utter spectacle. We legitimately got top tier performance from every party of this chapter. Well, everybody except for Hana, of course, which isn't surprising. I was honestly expecting Jacob's letter to be a flop because, it's Sukuna at the end of the day. But aside from that, the performance in this chapter was just crazy. From Todo to Sukuna, and obviously, of course, our main man, Itadori, Yuji. So, to start this chapter off, it picks up exactly where the last one left off, with Sukuna directly underneath Jacob's ladder, getting hit by it, in fact. But, of course, with this being Jujutsu Kaisen and that being Sukuna, he basically tanks it. But not only does he tank it, he quite literally uses his 200 battle IQ, thinks quickly on his feet, breaks the ground to have rubble shoot up, and basically uses the rubble as platforms to make his way up to Hana. Now at this point in time, Hana absolutely stands no chance against Sukuna, especially since she doesn't have an arm, and Sukuna picks up on the fact that her Jacob's ladder was a lot weaker than it was before, especially because she doesn't have said arm. Now with Sukuna on the move, his main goal is to take out Angel and Hana before the inevitable separation between him and Megumi, which says a lot to the current situation. Sukuna's finally acknowledging that he's getting pushed back in a certain regard, especially because of Yuji and currently Todo. And speaking of Todo, this man comes in with the interception of the year and gets in front and tanks another black flash from Sukuna. This is the second, well, I wouldn't say tank because he got laid out afterwards, but this is the second black flash that Todo has taken from Sukuna, which is a lot more than a lot of people. So, and this is what I mean by outstanding performance, because this moment by itself showcases the crazy resilience of Todo and his willpower to keep on fighting, so much so that in this chapter, Sukuna even recognizes him as a true Jujutsu sorcerer, which is crazy. Now, without giving him any time to breathe, Yuji was literally on his tail the entire time, quite literally doing the same exact thing Sukuna did to travel up Jacob's ladder to follow him, which is a big feat by itself because the entire time they were both being incinerated by the power of Jacob's ladder. But because Hana was a lot weaker and the attack was a lot weaker, it probably wasn't affecting them too much, obviously. And with getting the jump on Sukuna, Yuji completely just wails on him, goes crazy, and even throws him down to the floor by his ankles. But of course, that gets cut short pretty early by Sukuna because, like a lot of people probably predicted, he gets his RCT back in the worst moment possible. And now this battle has gotten that much more intense and dangerous for Yuji and everybody else. It turns into a 1v1, they're just going back and forth. It's Sukuna brutalizing Yuji, Yuji trying to get any hit that he can, especially with his soul dismantle that he has now. And Sukuna realizes that, which is why he's taking extra precaution to not get hit, which is even crazier. But this chapter alone, it really shines a light on Yuji himself to show you just how far he's come and how intimidating he can be even in the face of the King of Curses. And then suddenly we get a flashback all the way to the beginning of Jujutsu Kaisen when we were first introduced to Gojo's domain. Our goats, RIP our goats. He's basically explaining the properties of domain and how it can boost the user and all this stuff, but most importantly, that a curse technique employed inside a domain will certainly land. And it's here that we see for the first time that Yuji has truly stepped into another league above where he used to be, and he employs his very own domain expansion. Now, the following scene could be part of his domain. It could be a station that looks into somebody's souls or something like that, but it's clearly a callback to when Gojo had first died, when he got off screen and then just appeared in the airport, because now Sukuna is just appearing in a train station and we have no clue what took place prior to that. And not only that, he's not in Megumi's body anymore. He's taking his Yuji Kuna form towards the beginning of the series, which is very strange, to say the least. It might imply that there's some sort of like very close soul tie connection going on between Yuji and Sukuna due to Yuji's domain, but I guess we'll find out next week because there's no break.